You've been lying to yourself. Not once, not twice. Every single day for months, maybe years. You wake up, you feel nothing. You don't want to move. You don't want to eat. You don't want to talk to anyone. And you've given that feeling a name. Depression. And the moment you named it, you stopped being responsible for it. That's what we're talking about today. Not to attack you, not to dismiss what you feel, but to ask you one question nobody around you has the guts to ask. What if the problem isn't your brain chemistry? What if it's your life? We live in a generation that pathologizes everything. You're sad, that's depression. You're distracted, that's ADHD. You're nervous, that's anxiety disorder. You're lazy, that's executive dysfunction. Every human weakness now has a clinical name, and clinical names do one thing extremely well. They remove your ownership of the problem. Think about what happens the moment someone gets a diagnosis. They don't fight harder, they fight less, because now it's a condition. Now it's something happening to them, not something they are doing. Stoics had a word for this, and it wasn't depression. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, and he was emperor of Rome, carrying the weight of an entire civilization. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He didn't say, "Wait for the feeling to pass." He didn't say, "Rest until you feel ready." He said, "Realize where your power is, then use it." Depression as an identity gives you zero power. That's why it feels so comfortable to hold on to. Let's be specific, because vague accusations are useless. Weakness is not feeling bad. Feeling bad is human. Weakness is what you do after you feel bad. You feel low, so you stay in bed until 2 p.m. That's not depression. That's a choice. You feel empty, so you scroll for 4 hours. That's not depression. That's avoidance. You feel unmotivated, so you eat garbage, skip the gym, cancel your plans. That's not a chemical imbalance. That's a pattern you've built, brick by brick, over months. Here's what real weakness looks like. You choose the path that requires the least from you every single time, and then you blame the outcome on something you can't control. Epictetus, a man who was born a slave, who had no rights, no freedom, no comfort, said this, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." He had every reason, every legitimate, documented, real reason to collapse, to give up, to call his life unfair and lie down. He didn't. And you, with a bed, food, a phone, and every resource available to a human being in the 21st century, you're telling me you can't get up? That's not illness. That's weakness dressed in clinical language. Here's the thing nobody tells you about modern depression culture. Comfort is making you weaker. Your brain is designed, evolutionarily, biologically designed, to seek comfort and avoid pain. That's not a flaw, that was survival. But survival in 2025 doesn't require struggle, so your brain keeps seeking comfort. And there's an unlimited supply. Soft bed, delivery food, endless content, social media dopamine, zero friction. What happens when a muscle gets no resistance? It atrophies, it wastes away. Your mind is a muscle, and you have been giving it zero resistance for months, maybe years. Of course it feels broken. It's not broken, it's untrained. The people you admire, the ones who seem unshakable, who seem to operate on a different level, they're not genetically superior. They're not on some special program. They have built a tolerance for discomfort that you haven't. That's it. That's the entire difference. And here's the brutal part. You can build that tolerance right now, today, but you won't because it's uncomfortable. And you've already told yourself you have a condition that excuses you from discomfort. I want you to answer this honestly, not to me, to yourself. When did this start? Not when did you feel it, when did it start? For most people, if they're honest, it started when something in their life collapsed. A relationship ended. A goal failed. A routine broke down. They stopped moving, stopped creating, stopped building. And the emptiness that followed, the numbness, the heaviness, the lack of meaning, That's not a disease. That's what life feels like when you are not doing anything with it. Viktor Frankl, a man who survived Nazi concentration camps, wrote in Man's Search for Meaning, "Those who have a why to live can bear almost anyhow." You don't feel depressed because your brain is broken. You feel depressed because you have no why, no direction, no standard, no thing you are building toward that is bigger than your comfort. That void, that dark, heavy, suffocating void is not chemical. It's purposelessness. And no prescription fixes purposelessness. Only action does. So what do you do? Not what feels good or works. Stop diagnosing. Start observing. Track what you actually do all day. Write it down every hour. Be specific. You will find, guaranteed, that your depression coincides perfectly with a life that has no structure, no output, and no challenge. Impose friction. Make comfort harder to access. Not impossible, harder. Put your phone across the room. Sleep at a fixed time. Wake at a fixed time. Your brain will resist. That resistance is the workout. Do one hard thing before you feel ready. Not when the motivation arrives. Not when you feel better. Now, today. A cold shower. A walk. One task completed. Marcus Aurelius didn't wait to feel inspired, BF, or running an empire. He got up, he did the work, and he wrote privately in a journal nobody was supposed to read that it was hard every single day. The difference between him and you is not talent, it's that he did it anyway. Stop talking about it. Every time you explain your depression to someone, every time you post about it, discuss it, process it publicly, you are reinforcing it as your identity. You are making it more real, more permanent, more you. Silence it. Not forever, but long enough to act. I'm not telling you pain isn't real. I'm telling you, you are stronger than you think you are, and the version of you that believes otherwise has been carefully constructed by a culture that profits from your weakness. Therapy apps, supplements, content that validates your suffering instead of challenging it. They need you stuck. Because stuck people consume. Disciplined people build. You already know what you need to do. You've known for a while. The only question is whether you'll keep calling it depression or start calling it what it really is, a choice.